Namaskar. Chapter 5 Karma Sannyas Yoga, the Yoga of Renunciation. The Creator and His World. You might have a doubt at this point. If everything belongs to God, why would any of our actions please Him? This is a valid doubt. Everything belongs to the one who created these beautiful things around us. Why would this Creator be pleased with anything we do? But guess what? There is one thing we can control, and that is the way we think and act. How pure are your mind and intellect? Our acts dedicated to a good cause help us purify the way we think and act. And this is something that will surely please our Creator. We might not be able to offer anything, but we can surely control the way we think and act. Let's make this a little simpler. Say, for instance, you've rented your home to a young couple. Because it is your home, you may have rules about how they should maintain the home, keep it clean and tidy, and of course, not make too much noise and disturb the neighbors. But what happens if the new tenants don't comply with these rules? Wouldn't that make you angry? Wouldn't you want them to be disciplined and respectful of the place they live in and of the people who live around them? It's the same thing with the Creator and His home, planet Earth. It's like we are living or rather renting space in a house made by the Creator, and He has some rules for us. It's best if we follow these rules if we want some peace and harmony in life. One of these rules is what we spoke of just now, controlling the way we think and act so that we don't make the Creator upset. The kinds of people, Yukta and Ayukta. Lord Krishna tells us of two kinds of people, Yukta and Ayukta. A Yukta is a person who has consciously united in thoughts and actions with a higher power such as God. All his or her activities are dedicated to this higher power. He or she never thinks of the fruits of the action. They only think about purifying their mind and intellect. An Ayukta person thinks a little differently. They have not yet been able to dedicate themselves entirely to a higher authority like God. They keep thinking of what they receive when they perform their duties. In fact, their minds are not pure. You might wonder that if our body consists of souls, and these souls are a part of a higher authority such as God, then why do people commit mistakes? Why do people behave badly? This is a valid query, and Lord Krishna has an answer for you. Yes, it's true that we are all souls which are actually a part of a way bigger entity than we can imagine. This soul begins to act according to the body in which it is living. Do you remember of the three guns we spoke a while back? Sattvic gun, or the mode of goodness, Rajas gun, or the mode of passion, and Tamas gun, or the mode of ignorance. It is these guns that determine how we behave, what actions we do, how we perform our tasks, and so on. These are the guides to our behavior. If we have a take it easy kind of an attitude, it means our behavior is in line with the Tamas gun. If you're someone who likes to plan and organize and be up to date, you're probably inclined towards a Sattvic gun, humans and their actions. A supreme power like God is not responsible for any of our actions, whether they're good or bad. That's entirely upon us. Does this mean that the great big Creator has no responsibilities towards the people and the world He creates? Not quite. He does have responsibility, and these are divided into three things. The first big responsibility that rests with the Creator is to give power to the soul so that it can perform actions. A powerless soul will not make sense and humans will not be able to do any activity. Think of this as a machine. Unless you provide electricity or a battery to it, a machine cannot work. A TV needs electricity, a car needs fuel, and your laptops or mobile phones need a charged battery, correct? Well, the same way, the human body needs some kind of a charge so it can do all of the actions and think for itself. The second big responsibility of the Creator is to make a note of all our actions. Once we get the power, we can do the things, right? But someone is making a note of these actions. This someone is a higher power like God, and He's writing down all the good things and all the bad things that you've been doing. Let's look at our previous example, the one with the machines. When you buy a new TV or a new car or even a new phone, don't you make a note of how it works? If the TV's sound is not good, you will let the electronics shop know that you're not satisfied with the TV. If the car is running smoothly, you will tell the car dealership that you like the new car. If the new mobile takes too much time to charge, you will tell your friend that there's an issue with the phone's battery. Similarly, the Creator of the universe is making a note of all your actions. When you helped your friend, when you hit someone, when you fed a stray animal, when you back answered an elder, when you copied your homework, all of these actions. Lastly, the higher power has another big responsibility. He is now going to give you your result based on your actions. And this result is also the result of our karmas. If you've done some good action, you've collected some good karma. If you've done some bad things, you've got some bad karma to deal with. With our machines example, this is something like posting a review. If you don't like the sound of the TV, you will give it, say, 3 stars and write a review, isn't it? If you like the performance of your car, you will give it 5 stars and maybe even recommend it to a friend to buy the same car if they are planning to buy one. If you think the mobile phone is not worth the money you spent on it, you may give it 2 stars and warn your friends about it. In a similar way, the Creator of the universe is reviewing your actions and giving you stars based on how you perform in these actions. Does it make sense? Here's a little inside information for you. Duty is an obligation. It is something that you have to do. For instance, arrive at your workplace on time, wear a uniform when in school, follow traffic rules when using a vehicle, etc. These are all duties expected of you as employees or students or as citizens in society. Responsibility is not an obligation. It is something you do by choice. For instance, you take up the responsibility of making dinner for everyone at home or taking your pet for a walk each evening. This is not what is forced upon you, but you decide to do it. According to the Gita, responsibilities are sacred just as duty is. So be sure to be as dedicated to fulfilling your responsibilities as you are to doing your duty. An interesting thing to note here is that we all have the free will to perform these actions. Nobody is forcing us to do good or bad things. Your belief in the actions determines whether or not you want to do a good thing or a bad thing. And once the action is done, your result will reflect in the form of a good karma or a bad karma. Dhanyavad.